We're taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. Happening right now, the search for a killer after an abduction ends with a man found dead inside a burning car. Coming up, the tip one witness was able to provide police. And a young boy hit by a car outside his school. The changes that his mother is calling for amid a shortage of crossing guards. And today, a judge could make a big change to Maryland's voting laws, how it might speed up results on election night. Fox 45 News Midday starts right now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Shannon Lilly. Developing now, the search is on for a killer after a body was found in a burning car in Baltimore City. Police say it all started with an abduction miles away near Arundel Mills. Olivia Dance is following the latest in this murder mystery, and she shares how one witness was able to assist police. Olivia.
Police are still looking for the suspects responsible, and the man's body was found in Leakin Park, which is just a couple miles away from where I'm standing right now. But investigators connected the dots to a scene about 30 minutes away from the park in Hanover, and residents there are shocked and scared.
I've never had carjacking or nothing like that in these areas. Yeah, I'm very, very scared.
It all began on Wednesday night in a parking garage near Arundel Mills Mall. A witness told officers she saw a man stab someone. The male victim was then forced into a car at gunpoint by two men. That car then sped away. That's when, just hours later, Baltimore City firefighters were called to extinguish a car fire inside Leakin Park. When they arrived, they found a man dead inside the trunk. The victim was a 39-year-old man who had been shot at least once, and police confirmed he was the man stabbed and abducted in the parking garage. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to call Anne Arundel and Baltimore Police. You can find the numbers for those tip lines on our website at foxbaltimore.com. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News.
Olivia, thank you. Well, here's our look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one. Today, a judge will decide whether Maryland's Board of Elections can count mail-in ballots before Election Day in November. Currently, Maryland is the only state that does not allow mail-in ballots to be counted before Election Day. The judge's looming decision comes after the primary election, where there was a flood of mail-in votes. Counting them led to a delay in results. Trending number two, Adnan Syed's lawyer is now talking about the process of working to get his case back into court and reconsidered. Erica Suter tells WYPR she worked with prosecutors to take a second look, filing a joint motion to retest DNA evidence last March. Now, that ultimately led to the state's motion to vacate. Suter says Syed's case is more the exception than the norm because the American justice system generally wants to uphold convictions.
Our legal system wants to maintain its verdicts, and there are reasonable reasons for that. But then when you come to some cases where it is so clear that somebody didn't have a fair shot and a fair opportunity, that priority toward finality needs to give way to justice.
Well, Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby has not yet said whether Syed will face a retrial. Mosby faces a mid-October deadline to make that decision. Trending number three, a mother is demanding action after her 10-year-old son is hit by a car heading home from school. It happened outside Dundalk Elementary School. Tiffany Pruitt's son says he looked both ways before crossing, but a car came out of nowhere, fracturing his thigh bone and putting him in a wheelchair for at least 2 months. His mother now demanding increased safety.
I feel like this wouldn't happen if there was a crossing guard. I personally got out of my car and walked kids across the street to make sure they were safe. I think it's a problem everywhere you go.
Well, Baltimore County Police say there is currently a shortage of crossing guards across the county. They have not responded to our questions, though, about if a crossing guard will be stationed at the street when staffing improves. Trending number four, today is the last day that parents can weigh in on an online survey regarding an inclement weather plan for Baltimore County schools. The Maryland State Department of Education is giving schools the opportunity to use virtual inclement weather days this school year. Now, the school system is asking for your preferences. You can weigh in, and we have a link on our website, foxbaltimore.com. Trending number 5, mobile sports betting in Maryland could start sooner than first expected after a state regulatory agency adjusted its application process on Thursday. Applications will now be approved as they are submitted rather than waiting for the 45-day applicant window to end. Sports Wagering Application Review Commission will start to receive applications starting on October 21st. And speaking of sports, tomorrow marks week 4 of college football. Big noon kickoff is on Fox 45 this Saturday. Coverage starts at 10 a.m. Maryland takes on Michigan at noon, followed by the Fox College Football Extra at 3:30. Oregon will take on Washington State at 4, and Kansas State is at Oklahoma at 8. Also on Saturday, the CW will be airing HBCU games throughout the season, courtesy of the Black College Sports Broadcasting Network. This week, Virginia Union will be taking on Fayetteville State. Kickoff is at 3. Then on Sunday, the Ravens will take on the New England Patriots at Gillette Stadium. You can watch that game right here on Fox 45. Kickoff is at 1. Well, looking ahead this morning, now that it's officially fall, the Maryland Transportation Authority tweeted the automated gates to control two-way traffic on the Bay Bridge should be in operation this season. Since two-way traffic had been implemented, shifting lanes had been done manually with cones. MDTA officials say this should save time, especially in beach season, to make the shift to two-way traffic. NASA provides more information surrounding a test mission next week. It sounds like the plot of the movie Armageddon. On Monday, the agency will crash the DART spacecraft into a 500-foot wide asteroid. The Dimorphos asteroid poses no danger to the Earth, but researchers want to see if a directed impact could alter its course. Now, they want to know if the technique could be used in the future to prevent a major collision.
That's all Hollywood and movies. They have to make it exciting, and we find the asteroid only 18 days before it's going to impact, and everybody runs around with their hair on fire. That's not the way to do planetary defense. We have the technology now to do this and find these objects years, decades, even a century before they pose an impact threat to the Earth.
Just incredible. So cameras and telescopes are going to watch the crash, but it will take months to find out if it actually changed the orbit. The planetary defense test costs around $325 million. Still ahead, she's going viral, claiming to be the owner of New York City's smallest apartment at just 80 square feet. Yes, that's right, 80 square feet. Coming up, we are taking you inside the tiny room that's roughly the size of a parking space. But first, the man accused of slapping Rudy Giuliani may get little more than a slap on the wrist. The new details in the cases against him. And Google is making changes to try and protect your privacy. How the search engine is letting people scrub their online identities.
Fox 45 News, winner of 17 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
Taking a look at your social stream this morning, Alex Jones takes the stand in a trial to determine how much he and his company, InfoWars, will have to pay Sandy Hook families for defamation. The controversial talk show host and conspiracy theorist repeatedly pushed the lie that the mass shooting at Sandy Hook was a hoax and the victims and their relatives were crisis actors. During his testimony, Jones admitted he called Judge Barbara Bellis a tyrant and that his trial is being held in, quote, kangaroo court. Bellis told Jones there were some issues he could not testify about due to agreements between lawyers from both sides. If Jones violates Bellis's orders, Bellis said she will hold him in contempt of court. So let's take a look at what the social stream is saying. We have this user pointing out that it's not a criminal trial. And then we have a user responding saying it should be. What he did, the damage he caused, it should be illegal. Charges are expected to be dropped against the man accused of slapping Rudy Giuliani on the back. It happened at a Staten Island supermarket. CNN is reporting sources say charges against Daniel Gill will be dropped. The former mayor of New York City and one-time attorney to former President Donald Trump described the incident earlier this year, saying it felt like, quote, somebody shot me. But the organization representing Gill says their client merely patted Giuliani to get his attention. Those are two completely different stories. I feel like a gunshot versus a pat on the back. So we have this user saying, did we expect anything less? And then we have this person tweeting, he patted him on the back. Rudy should be the one before the judge for making a false police report and trying to ruin this guy's life. Google is launching a new feature that will allow users to scrub personal information from web searches. The Remove Result button enables users to request pages containing their iPhone numbers, home addresses, bank accounts, and medical records be removed from appearing in searches. Google says the tool is meant to allow users to control their personal information. Right now, it's just in test mode. And in our world where we are just living online, this seems like a necessary tool. But Joshua brings up a good point here. He says, then they'll test how much to charge for the privilege. Yeah, that could be a thing. Carrington says, sign me up. Still ahead, it's not even Halloween yet, and already Walmart is looking to Christmas, when the store will roll out holiday deals. But first, your dreams and dementia. How the type of dreams you have could be linked to an increased risk of dementia. And coming up at noon, Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. It is 11:13. You're watching Fox 45 News, Midday. We are back with a live look over the Inner Harbor. A cooler start to your weekend. It's really starting to feel like fall. Coming up, meteorologist Amy Aronson will tell us if these cooler temperatures will stick around for your weekend. A health alert now. A new study finds older adults who contract COVID may have a substantially higher risk of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease within a year. The new large-scale study looked at the health records of more than 6 million seniors. Researchers found COVID survivors 65 and older had a substantially higher risk of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's compared to those without a documented COVID infection.
We were a little bit surprised at how much of an increased hazard there was for developing Alzheimer's disease in such a short period of time.
Now, while COVID-19 has not been found to cause Alzheimer's, Davis says the research shows they are linked. She says the inflammation sometimes caused by COVID-19 may be a risk factor. And another risk of dementia. Bad dreams. That's right. Researchers at the University of Birmingham, England, say middle-aged people who have frequent bad dreams were 4 times more likely to have cognitive decline over the next decade than those who often didn't have nightmares. Now, one possibility is that bad sleep leads to buildup of proteins associated with dementia. Very interesting. Making headlines now, Twitter says it has fixed a security issue that prevented some users from logging out. The social media giant says some accounts would stay logged in on multiple devices after the user reset their passwords. Now, Twitter says it was able to log some users out and has contacted those who might have been affected. Facebook's parent company, Meta, is quietly planning to slash its staff in an effort to cut costs by 10%. According to the Wall Street Journal, the company reported its costs and expenses went up by over $20 billion year over year in the second quarter of 2022. Google's parent company, Alphabet, is also reportedly looking to cut costs through layoffs. Coming up at 4, a bad week for Mayor Brandon Scott gets worse. We break down the struggles facing him and the city council heading into the weekend. And at 5, Johns Hopkins students protest a university police force. We take a look at the crime struggles facing the communities near the university's campuses. And at 6, city school buildings are among the worst in the state. How district leaders are working to fix that problem. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and your forecast in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, just tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. All right, trending today. Halloween is still a month away, but Walmart, well, it's already thinking about Christmas. The store says it will start rolling out holiday sales as early as next month. Walmart execs say it's because shoppers start making their holiday plans in October. The store says it will start offering deeper deals on popular gift categories such as toys, home decor, electronics, and beauty products. Well, Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. Mark, I wish I could say I'm surprised by this. I'm not surprised. I mean, we saw pumpkin spice rolling out in August, so this just goes along with it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think, it makes perfect sense, and I think it kind of speaks to how it's all smoke and mirrors anyway. You know, you're like, we think, you know, that magically they can just do it near Christmas, but why not October? Like you said, why, if you can bring it down, why not? And then if they do it earlier, are they afraid that people will expect lower discounts when you get close to the holidays?
You would hope so, you know, but I'm not going to argue or be mad about lower prices. You know, if they're going to offer us lower prices months earlier, that's fine too. You know, as long as we get those deals, we're getting something out of it, right?
Well, like you say, hey, I don't care what the price is. I'm not shopping until 2 days before Christmas anyway, so.
Oh, you're one of those procrastinators.
I'm the last paycheck before Christmas shopper, okay?
Like the night of Christmas Eve?
That's right. That last paycheck, if it don't get in then, I'm sorry, baby. It's next year, and Happy New Year, and here's the gift.
Hey, I don't blame you. Some of those are the best gifts sometimes. But I do have to ask you, because I think this is a big debate, when is it acceptable to start celebrating Christmas?
I'm down for early. My wife is not. Like right now, I would put the tree up today. Because, you know, you can enjoy it. Why not?
True. As adults, it just goes by so quick. So why not get in the holiday spirit ahead of time?
Now, I still have leaves outside. Sure, the leaves haven't fallen off the trees yet.
It's still 80 degrees. It's fine.
Fine.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Well, speaking of the holidays, a cooler fall-like start to your day here at home, but for some people, it really is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Meteorologist Amy Aronson shows us that some areas are already getting their first snow of the season. Amy?
Yeah, this is incredible. They saw some flakes today, believe it or not, in upstate New York. Let's head to the Adirondacks for today's worst weather. Yeah, that's not raindrops that you're seeing there. If you look closely in the distance at that ski resort, yes, you can see some snowflakes, first of the season. They are really welcoming fall with some colder weather. It looks like here in Lake Placid, it is a higher elevation, but only 35 degrees earlier this morning. Very, very cold stuff. Also, some snow was spotted in Lake Placid. If you look closely, you can see some of the flakes falling in the distance there. Now, not only did that rank high in today's worst weather, I also want to take you out into the tropics because we've got a lot to talk about here, starting with Fiona, still a very powerful hurricane. And look at where it is. It's off the coast of New England and it's heading towards Canada. They don't often see strong storms like that, so they're also bracing for that as we get into the weekend. Meanwhile, well south of there, we find tropical depression number 9. This is also in line to become one of our next named storms. It will either be called Hermine or Ian, depending on another system that's way out in the tropics. But this one is the most immediate concern to the Caribbean and then potentially the southeast of the United States. Latest track from the National Hurricane Center does expect it to be a tropical storm by later tonight, heading into the weekend, and then eventually a hurricane, and then rapidly strengthening into a Category 2, potentially Category 3 hurricane as it moves through the very, very warm waters of the Gulf. And then this current track, yes, it does threaten Florida by the end of the weekend. So that's something worth watching there. And eventually we could actually feel some of the impacts here by the following weekend. But this weekend looks like fall. Beautiful start to the day. Chilly start to the day. Upper 50s right now. Struggling to get to 70 today. Cool and breezy today. Fall temperatures will last through the weekend with some showers returning by Sunday. If we take a look at what's happening on the weather map, all quiet right now. We've got sunshine for the next 2 days. Come Sunday, I'm tracking that next weather maker, and that's when we start to see the clouds roll back in along with some rain. Saturday, not the case, but here comes the showers, moving in as early as Sunday morning, lingering through Sunday afternoon. Not a washout, but on and off showers here as we head through Sunday night. So here's what that means for your weekend plans. Outdoor plans are a go today and tomorrow. Just bring a light jacket. It's definitely cooler. Come Sunday, great day to maybe hang on the couch, watch the Ravens game right here on Fox 45. We've got some scattered showers. Also a warmer day with highs in the low 80s. Looking ahead at that full 10-day forecast, after the rain gets out of here on Sunday, mostly dry next week with another cool down coming up. It's going to still feel like fall. That means we've got a long stretch of the 70s, plus some cooler nights. Lots of low 50s showing up, especially by the end of next week. Shannon?
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Amy. Well, still ahead, this is not something you see every day. Goats at an airport. The job the animals just wrapped up and where they're going now. But first, hundreds of Betty White's personal items are hitting the auction block. What fans will be able to buy and how long you have to shop. The excitement of the WWE returns tonight. Friday Night SmackDown starts at 8. Then keep watching for Fox 45 News at 10 and Fox 45 News Late Edition. It is 11:23. You're watching Fox 45 News Midday. All right, you do not want to miss this, especially for all you Betty White fans. More than 1,500 personal items belonging to the late Golden Girl are hitting the auction block. There's jewelry, a personalized Donnie and Marie binder, even the Presidential Star Award she got from Richard Nixon. The auction starts today and runs through Sunday. And it is time now for your lunch break. It's a job well done for a herd of goats in Chicago. They just wrapped up a summer season spent chowing down on overgrown vegetation at the O'Hare International Airport. This is the 9th year goats and other grazing animals have worked to help clear away scrub vegetation around the airport. The animals will now head to warmer areas as fall weather approaches. That is a win-win. Well, that's all the time we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next, and Mark Clark is back to tell us what they're working on. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Shannon, thanks so much. All morning drivers had been paying it forward, but one woman said no, and the internet is backing her. Why she ended the free drink chain at Starbucks. That's coming up.